Hey everyone, it's Dr. Rick and I'm doing an unboxing on Wana Sour Gummies Blood Orange. That is one of the only products I'm able to find now with higher doses of CBD than THC at the cannabis dispensary I don't go to this one. This is Rise over in Naperville, and I used to go to one closer to me in Bartlett, but honestly, this is going to be an unboxing. But it's also going to be a gripe session because I just can't find anything. And the reason I'm doing this is I just worked out, and knock on wood, I have been able to calm down my symptoms of fibromyalgia that I was diagnosed with in 2007. And I have been in remission for a while, and I can't stop working out. And I have to maintain sleep, and I also have to maintain the therapy, because those are the three symptoms that go with fibromyalgia: sleep disorder, mild or moderate depression, reactive or situational, and then trigger points. And there's supposed to be 11 of 18, but the criteria could have changed. But bottom line, I still diagnose fibromyalgia even if you don't hit those criteria, depending on what we find and what we can't find, or what we negate with testing. But bottom line is that I was able to sequel a lot of my symptoms with exercise, yoga, turmeric, and a whole bunch of things since 2007. But when medical cannabis became legal in the state of Illinois, it made it much easier to maintain my sleep, cut back on some supplements. But here's the thing, and I'll get to this in a second. Since its legalization for medical and recreational in the state of Illinois, which was really cool, the cultivators are not producing any dominant or heavy CBD, proportionally dominant CBD products. I've done videos on Avexia Relief, 14-1. This is about 2.5 milligrams of CBD per tablet. Not too bad as far as price. I've also done videos on Chill. This is about 5 milligrams of CBD per tablet, in addition to a couple of herbals. I've done, and I'll put my video links down below. Tinctures were the craze way back when, but they've essentially been missing in action. Can't find this anymore. It's hard to find these, and that's why I had to buy the last two that I found at, I can't remember which dispensary I went to. I used to rely on Squeeze. That was liquid cannabis. Strawberry flavored was my favorite, and it was great for nighttime to get me off of alcohol, but can't find that anymore. So my personal feeling, and I haven't validated this, but my personal feeling was that there was a lot of medical products. That means high CBD, definitely vape and flower is out there, pre-rolls are out there, and that can be used both with recreational and medical patients. But a lot of medical patients have to be, especially with fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, have to be functional during the day and don't necessarily have anxiety. So many recreational folks are self-medicating, usually for anxiety, and that's fair. But there's a fine line between medicating and being intoxicated. So that's why I fear for my medical patients is that if you don't know what you're doing, you become a little bit inebriated. Well, not really in an alcohol sense, but you'll be high. And when we first became legal in Illinois, I had a couple of older patients and newbies, not necessarily older, but middle-aged newbies, that had to go to the emergency room because they didn't follow my homework. I have homework that I give when my warriors or my patients leave the meeting or the office, and they're supposed to take that to the vitamin store, the Fruitful Yield, the Vitamin Shop, Whole Foods, and they're supposed to get what I suggest exactly, because I've researched what I suggest. I even research what I suggest for the dispensary. I'll go to the inventory page of the dispensary and find what's there at the time of the conversation. I'll say, get this, get this, get this. Take it this amount of time. So that's why my consults for cannabis certifications used to be expensive, but since most people, I trust the bud tend, some bud tenders, but since most people didn't want to hear that part, I just lowered the price and made it easy for everybody to get certification. And by the way, if you are not certified, It's safe because you can get certified, you get a discount. You might not get medical products, but you get a discount from medical or recreational cannabis dispensaries. So that helps a little bit with taxes, but honestly, I haven't seen any medical products except for this, unless there's a slew of cultivators that are coming up with this warehouse full of products for us. I mean, middle age, well, I'm gonna be 60 this year, probably past middle age, but folks that are trying to just optimize health and get rid of aches, pains, inflammation, cancer, precancers, and all that other stuff. So again, the difference is that if you indulge in CBD, which I think is valuable, I think CBD stimulates CB2 receptors, whereas THC stimulates CB1 receptors. CB1 receptors essentially are in the brain. That's what makes you relaxed. Those are CB1 receptors are stimulated by THC. THC gives you that psychoactive effect, which relaxes, which is great for anxiety, panic attack. But CB2 receptors stimulated by CBD are the workhorse of that plant, and the workhorse is underutilized. I've seen some of my anxious patients do best with CBD. Unfortunately, I have to now suggest, because I'd rather have you take a cannabis product than a hemp product, but there's no more CBD stuff. So now I'm having to tell my patients, well, okay, use the THC rescues for when you do have a panic problems or you can't get to sleep, because it will work. But during the day, during regular workouts, or if you flare up your arthritis, your fibromyalgia trigger points, other things, your gut, then rely on CBD 3 times a day. But it's going to have to be from hemp. And I think the only hemp, there's a lot of hemp companies out there, but hemp isn't as watchdogged as cannabis. Cannabis and cultivators in any state technically are federally watched, so they have to produce certificates of evaluation or certificates of analysis in case the FDA comes and asks for, let me see your batch analysis for 2021, and you're supposed to be able to produce that for your batch. The FDA can sometimes do that with vitamins, but I don't think the fine is as painful to the vitamin places, and I don't know that they search many vitamin places unless there's complaints performed or submitted. So that's why I think the hemp industry isn't as on guard as the cannabis industry, especially in a new state that's just been legalized. So anyway, if you are a medical cannabis card holder, please, your dispensary, ask for high CBD products, or I should say, ask for products from the cultivators that are high in CBD. And if you don't know, Avexia Relief is one, Chill is another. There used to be Grassroots, 20-1. There used to be Mary Medicinals is a little expensive. That's a CBD product, it's like $125. And you can use just drops, but it's a little expensive. Canna Drops is another product that's still out there in some places, but it's dwindling. So I'm afraid by summer there's not gonna be anything out there except for vapes and flour and some edibles that'll get you high. And again, for my patients that have been certified, that's not exactly what I would do during the day, especially for arthritis or your Crohn's disease or your skin problems or your mood. So I guess this is okay. So let me unbox this, and that's the label, and there's the sticker. I always keep these stickers for those of you who don't know, but I guess can't do it at this point, because it's nice to have a journal of your products, especially if they're new, when you're trying to figure out how does this product work and is it good or not. It's nice to refer back to your cannabis journal or cannabis diary. So the only problem is getting this open. So there's, again, each of these gummies is 20 milligrams. That's a pretty decent amount. Here's your gummy. It's like that size. So there's a couple in here, but I'm afraid that there might be sugar in gummies. So there's no nutrition panel here. Well, there is. I can't read that, I don't have my glasses. But if you can read that, then there's a nutrition panel. I'm sure there's sugar in here or some sugar substitutes. So if you're diabetic, be careful when you have this. So if I was going to do a CBD product, like 20 milligrams of this, that's pretty decent for a day. You can do one of these a day. That'll give you, this was 20 bucks. 20 bucks, so it's not bad for a month. And how many are in here? I don't know how many are here. There are, well, for the amount, it's probably 10 or 15. They're 20 at the most, but it's gonna run out fast. I guess if you are going to try using CBD products to see if your pains and aches get sequelled, you can't use a CBD trial to see if it helps you like you would do a THC trial. THC is so impactful, you can feel the effects. If you're gonna do a CBD trial to see if it helps your aches and pains, geez, I can't even open this thing. It's another workout to open up, my God. So if you're gonna do a CBD trial, you have to at least use it for 4 to 6 weeks to see if it makes a difference in life. And during your trial, do it every single day, same time every day. Theoretically, you're supposed to do cannabis products with food so they get absorbed better because they're fat soluble. The plant is fat soluble. My God, I can't open this now. Anyway, so I'm gonna leave it at that. You'll have to do your own research. So what you would do to figure out if your dispensary has that, you go to your dispensary online, you check out their inventory after you enter their website, and you put down Wana sour gummies, and then you make sure it's the high CBD content, and you can reserve online, and then I think you can reserve, and then you have to be there within a certain amount of time, and you pick it up. I don't think too many places have curbside anymore. I have a video on how to do curbside. Zenleaf used to do that. I think maybe some places might. In the fall, when COVID comes back, they'll probably open that up again, but typically just walk in, and then one of the salespeople will say, do you have an online order? And then you just pay for it that way. So hopefully this gives you a couple of ideas. Again, please, I'm asking, if you have a card already, ask your dispensary. We're medical patients. We need more CBD products, CBD dominant products. Please produce. So I would use this stuff like I use turmeric or like I use glucosamine sulfate. That's how I would use it every single day. And that's how I think I beat my fibromyalgia, in addition to nutrition, mindful practice, and eating properly, and deep sleep or regulated sleep-wake cycles. I think that helps. For those of you who are not medical cannabis card holders, check out my link to my website. Consider seeing me for a certification. I think it's worth it if the cannabis industry in Illinois improves. At least you can get, until then, at least you can get some of a discount, whether you go to a medical dispensary or a recreational dispensary. Even if it's recreational, they still honor the card by giving you a small percentage off. So if you know anybody that's on the fence about what to use, you can certainly have them consult me as a lifestyle coach, and I can guide them on how to navigate using CBD THC in their lives in addition to exercise. That's what I do for a living. And it's more of a pastime because I beat the disease and I help patients get back on lifestyle and get back off so many medicines. So there's nothing wrong with medicines, but I think there's natural products and natural things to do that support healthy lifestyle without necessarily taking a handful of prescription stuff, because these things usually have less side effects than prescriptions. Although prescriptions are faster way in, you just have to know how to navigate so you're not on prescriptions forever. Okay, so thanks for watching up to this point. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are interested, and I'll see you at the next video.